They sold her for less than the price of a decent meal. The winter of 1876 was unforgiving, even by frontier standards. In a lawless mining camp called Iron Hollow, a woman was dragged onto a splintered wooden platform. A rough canvas hood was tied tight around her head, cutting her off from the world. The crowd laughed like it was entertainment. Mud splashed her dress. A frozen clump of snow struck her shoulder. Someone hurled a stone. Men shouted insults. Broken. Useless. Not worth the firewood to keep her warm. But one man did not laugh. Rowan Ashcroft stood at the edge of the crowd, tall and unmoving. Snow dusted the shoulders of his wolfskin coat. He had not spoken more than a few words in nearly 8 months. He lived alone high in the granite divide, where silence buried memories better than time ever could. Rowan had come down only for supplies, salt, powder, flour. Nothing else. Then he saw her hands. They trembled violently. Not just from cold, but from terror. That kind of fear. Rowan knew it well. Iron Hollow stank of smoke, sweat, and desperation. Leaning shacks clung to the mountainside like they feared being shaken loose. Hope didn't visit places like this. It came only to be buried. Rowan turned to leave. Then a whip cracked through the air. "Step closer, gentlemen," a slick voice called. "Don't be shy." The voice belonged to Elias Crow, a drifter with oily hair and a reputation soaked in cruelty. He stood atop a crate, grinning. Beside him stood the woman, wrists bound, body shaking beneath a thin, threadbare dress. "What is she?" someone shouted. "Dog or woman?" Laughter exploded. "Bit of both," Crow sneered. "Found her wandering near Redstone Flats. No family. No name. Doesn't talk." "Why the hood?" another voice jeered. Crow laughed. "Trust me, you don't want to see what's under it. Face looks like it lost a fight with a mountain lion. Ugly as sin, but strong hands. She'll work." He scanned the crowd. "Who'll start the bidding at $10? Silence. Even lonely men had limits. "5, Crow snapped, yanking her arm. No response. Men drifted away, bored. "Fine," he growled. $5. Or I leave her tied out for the wolves." Something inside Rowan broke. He wasn't a hero. He didn't want trouble. But he knew what it meant to be discarded. The woman stood perfectly still now, like someone who had already died. "I'll take her." The voice was low. Steady. The crowd turned. Rowan stepped forward and placed his last $5 note onto a barrel. Crow grinned. "Sold. She's yours now." Rowan blocked the wind with his body. "Come on," he said quietly. "Let's get you out of this." And the snow swallowed them as they left. The climb back into the mountains was brutal. Snow fell thick within the hour. Rowan walked ahead, leading his mule. The woman rode silently, wrapped in his spare blanket. She never spoke, only breathed sharply beneath the hood. 4 hours later, they reached his cabin. A solid log structure carved into the stone, hidden among towering pines. Darkness had already settled. Her legs buckled as Rowan helped her down. She was far too light. Inside, the air was frozen. Rowan lit the fire and sat her near the hearth. Only then did he turn to her. The hood still covered her head. He drew his knife. She recoiled violently. "Easy," Rowan said. "I won't hurt you." He cut the cord and slowly lifted the hood. His breath stopped. There were no scars. No ruin. Beneath the dirt and bruises was a face striking enough to silence the world. One eye swollen, lips split, but her gaze was sharp. Intelligent. "He lied," she whispered. "What's your name?" Rowan asked. She straightened. My name is Evelyn Hawthorne, she said calmly. And I've been accused of killing the territorial chancellor of Montana. The fire cracked loudly. Rowan knew that name. Wanted posters. Bounties. You're the most hunted woman in the territory, he said. I know, she replied. But I didn't do it. She told him everything. The poison. The betrayal. Her husband, Marcus Hawthorne, who wanted land the law refused to give him. She had been framed perfectly. Rowan listened in silence. That night, he slept with his rifle across his knees. For 2 days, an uneasy peace settled in. He taught her how to shoot. She mended his torn clothes. He never touched her without reason. On the 3rd morning, Rowan burst inside. Cellar. Now. Men came. One wore a crimson sash. They searched. Threatened. Left. Rowan knew better. They'll wait, he said. We leave tonight. They crossed the high pass under moonlight. Snow erased their trail. By dawn, gunfire echoed through a frozen canyon. Rowan fought like a man with nothing left to lose. Then a shot rang out. Rowan fell. Evelyn screamed. She dragged him into cover, burned the wound shut like he taught her, and fought back with his rifle. The mountains went silent again. For days, she pulled him through snow, feeding him melted ice and rabbit broth. On the 4th day, they reached Pinecrest. The sheriff ran out. Rowan, he gasped. Brother. Rowan lived. Weeks later, the courtroom overflowed. Evelyn testified. Ledgers were revealed. Truth crushed lies. Marcus Hawthorne was dragged away screaming. Outside, snow fell softly. You're free, Rowan said. Evelyn looked at the town. Then the mountains. She placed a worn $5 note in his hand. I want to buy something, she said. What can you buy for $5? Rowan asked. A partner. Rowan closed his fingers around the bill. Sold. They rode back into the high country together. And the mountains kept their secret.